You stay on, you stay on, you stay on my radar, on my radar, on my must have to find you. Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. So today we'll be talking about fragrances that, in my opinion, are underrated, slept on, any which way you want to put it. Fragrances that we don't hear about too often. So if that's something that interests you, please keep watching. So, before we get started with the video, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Roxanne, and this is Roxanne's Retreat. If this is your first time joining me, welcome and thank you. And if you've been here before and you decided to come back, big up your whole self. So, as always, before we get started with the actual fragrances, we're going to be talking about my lippy today. So, today I decided to line my lips with a MAC lip liner, and this one is called Cherry. And yeah, that's what it is. It's kind of like a cherry red. And then for my lips, I went with this Viva Glam, the Viva Glam edition from MAC, and this one is the Taraji P. Henson one. I don't think it's still available because those Viva Glams are usually like a limited edition, and it's kind of like a pinkish kind of, I don't even know the color, but I like it. So that's the lippy for today, and of course the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. And of course, next we'll talk about my scent of the day. And my scent of the day is from Kilian, and it is Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. So this is the original Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. This is the one that's rumored to be Riri's signature scent. All I know is the thing is just marshmallow goodness. It's sweet. You have to really like sweet fragrances to enjoy this one, and I do like sweet fragrances, so I thoroughly enjoy Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian. It's sweet. There's marshmallows in here and a lot of other good sweetness. Again, my scent of the day, Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. Okay, so like I said, I will be talking about fragrances that I deem slept on. So today I have like 15 fragrances, go figure, a whole 15 fragrances that I think have been slept on. But first, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the hair, the hair. What y'all think? What y'all think? Who is this? Who's this chick? Yeah, it's still me. Hair is just different. Also, I'm filming different location. I'm in Tampa, and if you hear anybody barking, that's my dog Coco. All right, so don't be alarmed. Okay, so the first fragrance I want to talk about is this one right here from the House of Sillage, and this is the House of Sillage Mickey. The bottle though, the bottle, fabulousness. So it's a fragrance, I think. I'm gonna spray a little bit on my skin. So it opens with bergamot, and then there is some other like fresh, I feel some orange blossom, and I know there's some vanilla. Anyways, the fragrance is sweet. I think it's perfect for this time of year. It's refreshing, and I don't really hear anybody talking about it. It's like one of those fragrances that I thoroughly enjoy, but Fragcom, they're a little hushed. The first person I heard that I typically watch is Simply Aisha. So anybody I mention in this video, I'm going to link their channel down there for you to check out. But yeah, Simply Aisha. And she talked about this fragrance, and she's the one that influenced me to get it. So here we are. And I do believe that this fragrance is truly, truly slept on. Look at it. Besides the bottle. Ooh, the juice itself is absolutely delicious. Again, this is from the House of Sillage, and this is from the Disney collection, and this is Mickey himself. Okay, so the next fragrance on my underrated slept on list is from Byredo, and this one is called La Tulipe. So this is just a really pretty floral fragrance. Let me give it a spray. I love it, obviously. I'm gonna give it a little spray now. And it just fills up the air. It's so pretty. So it's considered a floral, kind of light, spicy fragrance. So it opens with freesia, and can't remember the other notes, but in the middle I know there's tulip, like a pink tulip or something like that. So to me it smells just like a spring day, you're running through a field of tulips. It kind of reminds me of The Sound of Music. The hills are alive. Well, I don't know what they were running through, but anyways, just a bunch of flowers you're running through, and La Tulipe by Byredo. Now, this fragrance I heard about from Fab Finds by Keitra. She's the first influencer that I've heard really talk about it, and I went into, I think, Nordstrom to smell it, and I was sold. And that was like maybe last year. It's a pretty good performer. I get compliments, not tons of compliments, but I do get compliments anytime I wear it. It gives me about 5 to 6 hours on the skin. It's not like beast mode or anything. It just is floral and pretty and feminine. And I think it's also really great for this time of year, for the springtime. So again, another slept on fragrance, in my opinion, La Tulipe by Byredo. And all the Byredo bottles, they're very chic, and the cap is magnetic. So, I'm a sucker. Anyways, again, slept on La Tulipe by Byredo. Get your nose on it. Okay, so the next fragrance on my list is right here in my hand. It is so pretty. And this one is called Lamar by Kajal. 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 And there goes Coco. She's barking. She saw a squirrel. Anyways, this one, I heard about this fragrance from AI the Great. Again, I'll have the channels linked down below. Let me give it a spray. Y'all saw that? Anyways, this is what I meant to spray, not myself. So this fragrance here is like a pineapple bomb. I love it. So it opens with pineapple. There's some red berries in there. In the middle, I'm not sure what's in the middle, but I know in the base we have some vanilla, we have some musk. But the star of the show is pineapple. It's like a juicy, fruity, fresh pineapple. I love it. I love it. I love wearing this. It gives me about 5 hours on the skin, and the bottle is gorgeous. And the fragrance, again, not too many people talk about it, but thanks to AI the Great, I was introduced to Lamar, and it is a juicy, decadent, ripe pineapple fragrance. Very, very nice for spring, summer, for hot weather. It does really well in that. Like I said, 5 to 6 hours on the skin. And I utterly, utterly enjoy this one. And I don't understand why more people don't talk about it, because it is a banger, in my opinion. Lamar by Kajal. All right, so next up we have a fragrance from a very popular fragrance house, and that's the House of Tom Ford. And this one is called Soleil Neige. So a lot of people do not talk about Soleil Neige, and I love it. You hear more people talking about Lost Cherry, and in the same vein, like Soleil Blanc, which I just absolutely prefer Soleil Neige. So I'm going to give it a spray. And this one is just so bright and uplifting. It opens with bergamot, and in the middle, I know there's some white florals, jasmine, and I know there's musk. No, maybe rose. Yeah. Yes, jasmine and rose. And in the base, I know there's some vanilla. This is just bright and refreshing, really, really good for warm weather. And I just find it just way better than Soleil Blanc. Soleil Blanc is the one that everybody talks about. It's like your bougie sunscreen. Yeah, I don't want to smell like sunscreen. That's just really not my thing. I totally prefer Soleil Neige, and most people don't speak about this fragrance, and that's why I feel it's absolutely slept on. When I wear this gives me about 4 hours on the skin. So it's not really a great performer. It's not super projecting. It doesn't leave like an amazing sillage, but it is a fragrance that I just absolutely enjoy for the 4 hours it gives me on my skin. I have no problem respraying, refreshing, because I just enjoy it. It's just very uplifting. So again, another slept on baby here from the House of Tom Ford, and this is Soleil Neige. Next up, we have a fragrance, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually, I blind bought the fragrance, and I bought it because of the bottle. Anyways, this is from the House of Amouage, and this is called Sunshine Woman. Now, look at the yellow. Look at the yellow. If you know by now, yellow is my absolute favorite color in the whole wide world. And this bottle, and you really can't see the beauty of the bottle because it's like a yellow, but there's like a shimmer. And all the Amouage fragrances have this little diamond thing on the top. So, Sunshine Woman. Let me give it a spray. So it's like nutty kind of fruity floral vibe. So it opens with almond, and in the middle I know there's jasmine and magnolia, and in the base, and this is what makes it, I think, a little difficult for some women to wear or appreciate. There's some like a white tobacco flower, but it's not like super smoky or anything like that. It's to me, it's utterly feminine, and that white tobacco flower, and I think there's patchouli also in the base that grounds it. So it's just one of those fragrances that I love. It gives me about 6 hours on the skin. I typically pull it out in the evenings because it gives more of an evening vibe. I don't usually wear this to work or anything like that. It's more like a evening kind of hangout fragrance for me. But again, many people don't talk about this one, and I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy it. And this is Amouage's Sunshine Woman. Get your nose on it, and of course, the bottle, the yellow. Perfect. Stop it, Coco. All right, so the next fragrance I have is from the bad gal Riri. This is Fenty Air de Parfum. Now, this one, a lot of people just don't like it. I've heard people talk about it, but it's not like because they love it. It's because it's like, what was Rihanna thinking? That's the vibe I get from the videos that I've seen speaking about this fragrance. But I actually really like it. Let's give it a spray. So it's like a fruity kind of vibe. You know, it opens with berries and tangerine. I think blackberries and tangerine. In the middle, there's some jasmine, and in the base, there's some musk. So it's different. It's not your typical fruity floral fragrance. There's an edge, kind of like Riri. She's different, you know? Yeah, so there's like an edge to this fragrance, and I love it. It gives me about 7 hours on the skin. A really good performer for a fruity floral. Boy. Yeah, but I like the bottle. I like the simplicity of it. It says Fenty up here. You can't really see it. But yeah, I enjoy this very, very much. I know my son says it's not the best thing I've ever smelled, but it's not the worst. But I actually really do enjoy this. It's now available at Sephora. So a lot of people kind of, they stayed away from it because it wasn't readily available to smell. But now you could walk into Sephora, most Sephoras, and they have it for you to actually test. So again, this is Fenty Air de Parfum, and it is a fruity floral that I think is slept on. So next up, I have a fragrance here from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and this one is called Borea. So Borea, again, obviously is a fragrance that I feel is slept on. Give it a spray. Close the bottle. Yeah, it is so pretty to me. It is a fruity floral fragrance, great for this time of year. It opens with coconut, and I think there's some plum. In the middle, there's some white florals. I know there's tuberose, and in the base, I think there might be some vanilla. Again, it's sweet, it's fruity, it's floral. It's just really feminine. And the person I heard talk about this first was Fab, Fab Finds by Keitra. I spoke about her earlier in the video. So obviously I look at her a lot. Bougieville train. Check out her channel. Anyways, this fragrance, it just makes me happy. It's fruity, it's sweet. It gives me about 6 hours on the skin. And then after that, it kind of, mellows out. About, I think when I overspray, it probably gives me about 8 hours on my skin. But yeah, it is one of my faves from Tiziana Terenzi. Again, not many people speak about this girl here, Borea, and I absolutely feel like she is slept on. Borea from Tiziana Terenzi. All right, so next up we have a fragrance here from Kayali, and this one is called Utopia Vanilla Cocoa 21. So as I mentioned in previous videos with Kayali, the number behind the name of the fragrance is how many times it took for them to get it right. So it took them 21 times to get it right, and they did. So this one, I don't think I really heard about it from anyone. I was in Sephora and I was just smelling things. I was going on vacation and I was looking for something coconutty and tropical. And I absolutely enjoy this one. So it opens with coconut milk. In the middle, there's some jasmine, and in the base, there's some musk. Just really pretty. It's sweet because there's some vanilla in there also. So it's sweet. It's the coconut milk, of course, makes it like super creamy, super enveloping, and just great for vacation. It makes me feel, every time I spray it, it makes me feel like I'm on a beach somewhere, even if I'm sitting at my laptop at work working. But yeah, this is one of the fragrances that I don't hear many people speaking about, and I do believe that it is a banger. Now, it gives me about 5 hours on the skin. If it's super hot, it'll probably give me about 7. So if you're in Florida, if you're in the Caribbean, get this one because it's going to last and last and last. Anyways, again, Kayali's Utopia Vanilla Cocoa number 21, another one of the fragrances that I feel is slept on. All right, so next up we have a fragrance from the House of Kilian, and this one is called Forbidden Games. Let's give it a little spray. Now this is sweet, it's fruity, and there's some florals in there. So it opens with peach and apple. In the middle, I think there's some jasmine. And in the base, you get that honey note. I love it. It's very, very refreshing. It's not heavy like my fragrance of the day, Love Don't Be Shy. Now that could get like super cloying in hotter months. But this one here, Forbidden Games, it is refreshing. I love to wear it on a really hot day. It's just refreshing. It gives me about 7 hours on my skin. People don't speak about this. And the people that speak about it, they say that they don't get the longest wear time. I don't know. On my skin, it gives me 7 hours, and 7 hours from Kilian is all right by me. So refreshing. And it's a great balance because you have the fruity notes and you have the florals in the middle and that honey. A lot of the times honey and fragrances kind of, depending, it just kind of like weighs it down, but not in this one. Forbidden Games by Kilian. Again, another one that is absolutely slept on. Get your nose on this fragrance. They have it at Sephora, so you can smell it. You don't have to blind buy it. Very, very, very pretty. All right, so next up we have a fragrance from one of my favorite niche houses, and this one is from the House of MFK, and this is called Oud Silk Mood. Not to be confused with Oud Satin Mood, which I've spoken about before, but this one is called Oud Silk Mood. So this one is a lighter, just more airy version. And people just don't talk about it. I think the person I heard speak about this fragrance first was the Sherry's TV. And again, I'm going to link the channel in the bottom for you to check out. So this one is fresher. It opens with some bergamot. And in the middle, there's some florals. And in the base, there's oud. But it's just not as heavy as Oud Satin Mood. Oud Satin Mood, although I feel you can get away with it year round. Just mind your sprays. I absolutely believe that Oud Silk Mood, without a doubt, you could wear it any time of year, any time of day. Doesn't matter the climate because this bad boy will perform. It gives me about 8 hours on my skin. And again, it is just so really refreshing. And I think, its cousin, Oud Satin Mood, kind of just steals the show where this one is kind of like more in the background, but still, it's absolutely a beautiful fragrance. Again, let me spray some more. Oud Silk Mood. Yes, baby, yes. From MFK. Another banger that I feel is absolutely slept on. I also have another fragrance from MFK that I feel is slept on. Definitely not slept on by me because I speak about this fragrance every chance I get. And this is Feminine Pluriel. And I just absolutely love this fragrance. I get tons of compliments. It's just, I don't want to waste my thing. Yeah, it is just so feminine. Like I've said before in the past, this is not your titty bopper feminine floral. This is like your grown woman, old money floral. There's Lily of the Valley, there's Rose. It's just a beautiful, beautiful concoction of florals, beautifully blended by the master perfumer himself, MFK. Feminine Pluriel. People don't speak about this as much, but I absolutely love it. And I do believe it's a fragrance that is slept on. Okay, so this is another fragrance that the first person I heard discuss this fragrance on their channel was Simply Aisha. Again, I do enjoy watching her. Like I said, she'll be linked below. And this one is called A Chant for the Nymph. I just love the name of this fragrance. I love the name of the fragrance. I love the bottle. You really can't appreciate it as much. The light doesn't do it justice, but it's from Gucci's Alchemist Garden collection. And this one, the star of the show is Frangipani. Y'all didn't see that. Y'all did not see it. Oh yeah. It's so pretty. Again, it's sweet. It's floral. You have to have the love of Frangipani. I love Frangipani. I'm an island girl. I remember smelling, Frangipani growing up. So it's really nostalgic for me when I smell this. And it's probably the reason why I enjoy this fragrance so much. So it opens with Frangipani. And I don't know what's in the middle, but in the base there's vanilla. So it's floral and it's sweet and it's really sweet. So you really have to enjoy a sweet fragrance in order for you to pull this off. And this one, again, slept on. Only a couple people discuss this fragrance. And I can see why people don't absolutely go gaga over it because it's very specific. You have to love Frangipani because Frangipani has taken this over. I think in the middle there's Lily of the Valley. I might be wrong. Don't quote me. But yep, this is A Chant for the Nymph, and this is from the Gucci Alchemist collection. And I do believe this fragrance is absolutely slept on. All right, next up we have a fragrance still from the same Gucci collection, from the Gucci Alchemist Garden collection, and this one is called Tears from the Moon. People don't speak about this fragrance. I discovered this fragrance actually when I went to get a chant for the nymph. And the sales associate was like, yeah, Tears from the Moon. That's our biggest seller. And I'm like, oh, I never heard of it. Where was I? Anyways, it's just absolutely delightful. Give it a little spray. So this is a powdery floral vibe. There are not that many notes in it. There's iris flower, hence the powdery. And then there is musk, angelica, and sandalwood. So those are the notes. Those are the notes that are listed. Oh, I just love it. It's just like I said, it's one of those fragrances that, it could be in like the clean, fresh category. But, it's powdery, but it's not intrusive, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's one of those things that it kind of smells to me like your skin are better. You're not trying too hard. It just gives You took a nice shower and you're just going about your day. Yeah, Tears from the Moon. Again, slept on, slept on, slept on. Get your nose on it. And it's from the Gucci Alchemist collection. Now, I didn't mention, but a chant for the nymph, I think it gives, yeah, it gives about 6 to 7 hours on the skin. This one gives less, and I think it's because of the nature of the fragrance. So it gives about 4 to 5 hours on my skin. Maybe that's why people don't talk about it, because it's not like the greatest performer. But again, those 4 to 5 hours are delightful 4 to 5 hours. Again, chant. No, this is not a chant. Tears from the Moon from the Gucci Alchemist collection. Another fragrance that I believe is absolutely slept on. Okay, guys, hang in there. We're almost there. We are almost there. Yeah, 15 fragrances. So this one here is number 14. So this one is from the house of PDM, Parfums de Marly, and this one is called Athalia. I love Athalia. Look at the bottle, though. If that doesn't scream big, bad, and bossy, I don't know what does. Ugh, let's give it a spray. I was smelling the thing. I didn't even spray anything on it. Child. So Athalia opens with orange blossom. There's iris in the middle. And in the base, there's white musk. Very simple. Athalia is just bossy. This is like when I'm going to be going to a meeting that, you know, people got to get in line. This is a fragrance I choose. It is powdery and just really sophisticated. And again, people don't talk about Athalia enough. People talk about Delina and Delina Exclusive and Delina La Rose. Athalia needs to get her flowers, okay? And today she will. I discovered this fragrance just from sniffing around at the fragrance counter. I think I was at Saks. Yeah, and this is Athalia. Of course, the bottle is sexy as heck. You know, ooh, so pretty. The fragrance is bossy. That's what it is. That is what, you know, this is the chick that just commands the room. She doesn't demand respect. She commands it when she walks into that room. So let this be you. Let this be you, Athalia, stepping into the boardroom. Absolutely slept on. Get your nose on it. Let's see if you agree. Okay, so last but not least, I know we finally come to the end. 15 fragrances. Woo, Lord, that was a marathon. Anyway, so the last but not least fragrance that I want to speak about today is Valentino Donna Born in Roma Yellow Dream. I know. I absolutely obsess about Valentino Donna Born in Roma. But this one right here is absolutely slept on. So this one opens with lemon. There's rose in the middle, and the base note is white musk. So it's very simple. And what it is, the difference, you could get that Valentino Donna Born in Roma, the original, you can get that DNA, but it's lighter. It's lighter, and then, you know, it's more suited. Although I wear the other one whenever I feel like it, it is definitely more suited for the hotter days, the hot summer, spring, all year round if you live in Florida kind of day. Yeah, this one is refreshing. It's uplifting. Of course, it's that citrusy note in the opening that really brings that to the table. But this fragrance, many people don't talk about it. They really don't. The person that I've heard talking about this that really, really gave it its flowers was Katrina or Karina Walden is her name, and I'll link her channel below. But yeah, she's the one that said, you know, Valentino Donna Born in Roma is okay, but the star is Valentino Donna Born in Roma Yellow Dream. Of course, I like the juice because it's yellowish. Yellow is my favorite color. But yeah, many people don't speak about this fragrance at all. They just give the other Valentino Donna Born in Roma all the flowers, including me, because I really like it. But yeah, this one, get your nose on it. Don't sleep on it anymore because it's definitely worth owning. Boy, that was a long one, right? Anyways, we have come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, you were introduced to fragrances that you may not have heard of because, Many people don't speak about these fragrances. And as I said before, the people that I learned the fragrance from, I am definitely going to list their channel in the description box so you can check their channel out. Um, Again, thanks for joining me. If you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And while you're down there, hit that notification bell so you will be notified every single time I upload. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I know it was a long one, but I hope you stay to the end. Again, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.